So you're thinking about becoming an online real estate coach, but is it worth it? Spoiler alert, it is. But I'm not gonna lie to you, it's extremely hard work, it's a lot of hours, and it's going to be time intensive in the beginning. But let's be honest, what's worth doing if it's not going to be a little bit of hard work? Go back to the beginning of your real estate journey, whether you were flipping or wholesaling or getting into multifamily. Was it easy in the beginning? Of course not, but has it been worth it? Yeah, absolutely. That's the same thing with real estate online coaching. It's going to be tough work in the beginning. It's gonna feel like you're putting in a lot of hours for not a lot of income, but that time to income is going to start doing this, to where eventually your time's down here, your income's up here. And if you're anything like my good friend Mike Sjogren, he used to have an Airbnb management business that was doing 6 figures, doing pretty well, but he started coaching around that time in 2019, helping other people start their management companies. Now today, here's what his business looks like. How long have you been a coach for?
6 years. Today, revenue is floating right around $5 million a year. I mean, like actual work, like on the coaching, I don't know, maybe 5-10 hours a week at this point.
But maybe your doubts go beyond, is it worth it? Maybe your doubts even start to sink into your internal mindset of, am I good enough? Well, today I'm gonna give you the truth about online coaching. I'm gonna tell you exactly if you're good enough, if you're qualified enough, and doggone it, if people like you.
Because I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me.
All jokes aside, let's walk you through the truth about becoming a real estate coach and some of those internal battles you might be having right now. Let's address that first one that I've already talked about. I don't have enough time. If you can give this business 2 hours per day for the first year, I think you have enough time to at least decide, is this something that I see myself doing long term? Good news, I'm gonna tell you more about this later on in the video about how to manage your time and also how this becomes something that's a little bit more automated versus in the beginning a little bit more active. Limiting mindset number 2, it's just too saturated. And there's 7 coaches for this and there's 7 coaches for that. It can feel very overwhelming and you can get a lot of this imposter syndrome of, am I gonna be as good as them? Am I gonna be able to teach as well as them? Are my students gonna get results like their students get? We have to throw that all out the door. The real truth about that is that people will buy and hire you as their coach because of you. Take, for example, one of my clients who does creative acquisitions. If you know anything about creative finance and real estate, the king of it is Pace Morby. So why in the world would anyone hire my client to teach them about creative acquisitions instead of Pace Morby? Number 1, his framework. He wasn't just teaching them how to get creative deals, he was teaching them how to get creative deals and turn them into short-term rentals. A very specific framework for a very specific type of person that wants to do short-term rentals. If anyone came in and said, I just wanna do buy and holds or flips while doing creative acquisitions, you might get some value out of the group. You might learn how to do a deal or two, but the community of which they are in is not going to be extremely beneficial. So when we laser down into short-term rentals for creative finance, he becomes the authority in that niche. This is called niching up. When we niche up into a very specific niche, a niche within the niche, that's exactly what we're going to do to be able to become an authority in a small pond. So if you want to teach people how to flip houses, really try to learn, what am I really good at in flipping houses, or what makes me different in flipping? Do you do luxury flips? Do you do high ARV flips? Maybe you're doing them in California or New York, and that can be really intimidating, but it can be extremely high payoffs. Do you have a flipping business that does 6 or 7 figures, but only requires 10 hours of work per week of your time? Do you find deals without having to pay for them through organic leads, not through direct mailers or cold calling or blasting text messages? These are all ways that you can start to niche down to attract the kind of person that you can help that may not get that specific skill set from someone who's already really big in your industry. Plus, people are gonna buy you. Even if you do teach the exact same thing as someone else, there's going to be a difference in the way you teach, the personality that's behind it. Those things speak differently. Think about it going back to elementary school or middle school or high school. If there was a math class that you had to take, everyone was like, oh, I want that teacher, I want that teacher, because that teacher brought a specific personality or a specific type of way that they taught that made it really infectious and exciting for everyone to learn from them. Be that person. Lastly, I'm not an expert. How could I teach? Well, you probably are. If you're watching this video, you've probably already done some sort of real estate deal, and that already makes you an expert on that deal or those types of deals because you've done it, you've gone through it. You don't have to go through it 10 times to be a true quote unquote expert. You just have to go through it once. If you went from 0 real estate experience to I've done 1 deal, ideally you want to do 3, 4, 5 deals before you start coaching. But even if you've done it once, you've probably done enough for someone to come to you and say, hey, you're good enough to show me how to do it. Now, if that's you, I'm not going to say go out there and tell everyone you're an expert. Just talk about what you've accomplished. Go on camera, go on a podcast, and just start to tell people, here was the deal I did. Here were all the struggles that I went through. Here's how I found the deal. Here's how I underwrote the deal. Here's how I raised the money for the deal. Here's how I found the team for the deal. Go through and just share those stories. And by doing that, you know you're not quite an expert yet. You know you're not quite the Than Merrill of flipping houses or the Brent Daniel of wholesaling deals, but you do know enough for someone to say, hey, that guy just did a deal. I want to do a deal. I'm going to reach out to them and ask if I can get their help because I want to do a deal. And if you're still in this limiting mindset of, well, I just don't think I can help people, start taking people out to lunch and tell them exactly what they can do to start doing what you've done and just see what they do. I really wouldn't do it for free, but if you just are so stuck in your mind of, I just don't know if I'm good enough, give them some free advice and see what they do to take action. But I would set that expectation up front of, hey, I'm going to give you this information, but you got to promise me, because I'm giving this to you for free, that you're going to go take action, because I just want to see if it works for you like it did for me. Now that we've gotten some of the common mindset limitations out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about the reason you clicked on this video. Is it worth it to become an online real estate coach? There's 3 things that I want to address here. Number 1, what are the benefits, both direct and indirect? Number 2, what's the income potential? And number 3, how much time is this going to take you? All right, some direct benefits that you know about this coaching business. Number 1 is very obvious. It's the income. You can make crazy money. I mean, there are people making tens of millions of dollars in real estate coaching. Another benefit, if you're into this, is kind of the celebrity status, right? You walk into a room, hey, that's the guy that talks about X, Y, and Z. Hey, there's Pace Morby. Hey, there's Brent Daniels. That's just the top, like 0.01% though. So I would say if that's what you're trying to get, that's a very empty benefit, but it can be a benefit. And if you do this the right way, it can become extremely freeing for your time. Quick pause. If you're liking this video, don't just like it in your mind. Actually, click that like button. That really helps a lot. Now, this next one I call an indirect benefit because I didn't realize how much this would mean to me. I started coaching because people just reached out to me and they asked, hey, can you teach me a little bit more about Airbnb? And my answer was, yeah, sure, I can teach you. What I found though is that the impact and the meaningful work really became an indirect benefit. You might actually think it's a direct benefit. Maybe that's one of your driving forces. But again, for me, it was just, I didn't even think about that as I just went out there and started helping people. When you can help a dad or a mom come home and a family be reunited, when you can help someone leave their job that they no longer love, when you can help someone who has no real estate experience become a real estate mogul or build a real estate empire because of what you foundationally taught them, that's a really cool feeling. And that at the end of the day will probably be the thing that when you think about giving up, when you think about getting to a point of, I just don't want to put time into this anymore, you think about those stories, you think about those people that you helped, and you're like, God, this is so worth it. And honestly, I would say the people that you get to employ as well. I never thought I'd be able to have a $500,000 per year business where I was able to take some of that money, put it into other people's pockets and say, you do some of this work because I can't handle all of it. And that was extremely rewarding too, to know that I was bringing job opportunities to other people in the marketplace. Okay, to continue answering this question, is it worth it? Let's talk about the income. And in order to answer this question, I'm gonna stop talking and I'm gonna let some of these coaches tell you their story.
I will say, when I go back and I look only at my coaching program and products underneath that coaching program, I was about $300,000 last year.
Yeah, so just about $2 million revenue.
Year to date, I want to say about 1.8-ish. That's only the education side, yes.
I don't know if you're making that kind of money with your day-to-day real estate business. If you are, I think you have an even bigger opportunity to build this to 8 figures. I don't want to say 9 figures because I don't know any 9-figure real estate coaches, but 8 figures for sure. To start off, you're going to do one-on-one coaching and you're going to charge a premium for that. And then you're going to get people results. And then you're going to take that same process that you learned by coaching people one-on-one, take close to the same price, maybe even the same price, and then start charging that to group coaching. Maybe even raise it a little bit. And then you're gonna get those people results. And then you're gonna have a course and you're gonna have a community. And then you're gonna be able to, from there, to take that and make it an evergreen course and community and just funnel people into that by going out there and doing YouTube videos and Instagram videos. Why do you think so many of these high income earners are putting so much time into YouTube, into Instagram, into TikTok? It's because that's where they get their clients. So if you have these results from one-on-one and then group coaching, Now you can have it in an evergreen course. And you might ask yourself, well, why would someone pay me the same amount for an evergreen course where I'm not all that involved versus just hiring me for my time? Well, here's the thing. They don't really care where your time is involved in this. They might tell you that, but they really care about is the result. If you focus on, if you just follow this framework that I taught to this set of people and this set of people and this set of people, then you will get the same results if you just follow that. And oh, by the way, if you still want my time, if you still feel like you need me, we've got this group coaching format, this community where I'm coming in once a week, once every other week, and I'm doing coaching so you can still ask me those questions. So think about that for a second. If you charge someone $10,000 and then you charge the next person $10,000 and the next person $10,000 and you get 3 to 5 testimonials, and then you go and you do that with a group of 5 people, you've just made basically $100,000 with your first 10 people. And then you say that same $10,000, maybe even raising it a little bit because you're getting so many people results. Now it's $15,000 and it's not taking your time anymore. You bring in roughly 6 people per month, and that's $1 million business. And you get them results and they're gonna tell their friends, they're gonna tell their friends, and before you know it, you don't even have to run ads because of getting people results is working so well. And that brings me to number 3, which is if you have a lot of income, then you have a lot of opportunity to outsource and delegate a ton in this business. This is not a get rich quick thing. It is not going to just be you make a course and people DM you about it and you send it to them and you make $15,000 per pop and you're getting a 100% close rate. That's just not how this works. I'm sorry to bust your bubble. If that's what you were hoping for, then maybe this isn't the right fit for you. If you're willing to put in the work to develop that muscle of learning how to market, how to create a course, how to get results, you will eventually find yourself making enough money to say, hey, I want to hire coaches to take over for the time that I'm putting into coaching, to hire salespeople so you don't have to take sales calls anymore, to hire copywriters, to hire sales funnel creators, to hire website developers. All these things can be delegated very, very easily with a little bit of income. In the beginning, you're going to have to put in the time. You're going to have to put in the sweat equity. You're going to look at what you're making in your real estate business and the hours that you're putting in and the dollar per hour that you're worth, and you're going to look at your coaching business and you're going to say, wow, what am I doing? But eventually, this coaching income is just going to keep on rising along with the fact that your time is going to keep on going down. So really, you have 4 questions to ask yourself. Number 1 is any of those limiting mindsets that I mentioned in the beginning, am I able to look past those and get beyond that? Number 2, are any of the indirect or direct benefits something that extremely excite me and get me pumped up and make me want to go and start this business? Number 3, is the income worth it? Am I able to look at this and say this solves a problem or helps me get out of my current real estate day-to-day business? It helps offset costs. It helps me to be able to change my life, transform my life so that I have more financial freedom. And then number 4, am I willing to put in the time now and put in the effort and the sweat equity now so that later down the road, this can be a money printing machine with very little in my time? If the answer to that is yes, do me a favor, go ahead and just click on the link down below and book a call with me, and let's talk about what the next steps are for you. I would love to chat with you on the phone and map out that business plan so that you can start building your $250,000 per year real estate coaching business. But if that's not you, if you're still like, I'm still not sure about the opportunity, I still don't know if this is for me, then I would really encourage you to go to my free training. It's 30 minutes long at realkylestanley.com. If you're still hung up on making a decision, that's definitely the training for you because it will help you by the end to make a decision on is this for me or not.